Here's what we're going to add. Today, we're going to work on a combo system for our character, but because it's Souls-like, you also get access to a sprinting attack and a falling attack as well, because Souls-like. So, combos, sound effects, VFX, different types of attack for different situations, running attack, doing all the damage, etc. There's some free animations linked in the description, and if you are a bronze member, the file is already downloaded for you alongside everything that we're using in this project. Videos release every 3 days unless you're a member, and then the series is out and ready to go. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So let's start by downloading some animations, link in the description. So we're going to get some new animations, and you can either donate or you can say no thanks, just take me to downloads, and then click download and it will download the file. Same thing, get the file, extract it all. So once it's exported, you need to come to the Unreal Godot and get this UAL2 standard clip and just drag that over. So you just want to make sure that the skeleton is on none on skeletal meshes and animations. And then we want to find animations and make sure that we're importing animation, import the bone tracks. We're going to use 30 HD to big bone animations and snap to closest frame boundary. And then we're going to import these. Then we're just going to right click and select one of them and retarget, and press Ctrl A to retarget all of them. Export animations, use source path, export, overwrite existing, and then we can just export all of those to the UE5 mannequin. This will take some time to do. So now what you should see is a mix between the yellow and the orange, but if you run your mouse over them, they all turn to orange. So these are all on our character now. And now we have our sword attack here, and there's another one here. So these are useful to have alongside our other ones that we have as well. So we can come in to the skeletal mesh, and what we'll do is we'll just set them all and turn them into an anim montage, just so that we've got them already. Okay, let's open up our combat component. So Souls-like combat component. And then we're going to right click and do left mouse button, and then what we need is we need to get owner, and we want to get component by class. This will be our equipment. Then we want to get equipped items and find the main hand that's going to have our weapon in. Then we want to grab out the actions and set them, and we're going to set it with the main hand actions. So break the main hand actions, get actions, and set it. Okay, so now we've got our actions. What we need to do is we need to see if we're going to do a Souls-like. What we're going to do is get owner, get component by class again. This one will be the movement, the character movement component. And we want to get velocity, just the velocity. And then we want to get the vector length, and we want to compare if that is more than 550. And we can do right click, put a print string, and this will be sprinting. And then we can just duplicate that print string and say not sprinting. And then we can test this. So I'm going to compile, save, and we need to go back to the sandbox character and add in combat, UPC combat, press compile and save then, and then we can play. And we got not sprint, but if I press and hold shift, we're doing sprinting. Go back to our actions list, so actions, and we're going to add some actions. So we've got base attack 1, base attack 2, base attack 3. We've got a sprinting attack, a falling attack, and then we'll save that and come back over here. And then we also want to get the CMC and check is falling, get movement is falling, get another branch, connect that to the false, and get a new print string here and say falling. And if that's true, we do the falling attack. So we probably want to check falling before we do sprinting. So just change this round. So we'll have falling at the start, and then from false, we're going to print into sprinting, check if we're sprinting, and if we're not sprinting, we'll do not sprinting. So now when we jump, we can say that we're falling, and then we can say that we're not sprinting. So the easiest way of setting this up is, now that we have that, we can do execute action, and then from falling, we can do that into the falling attack, duplicate that, and do a sprinting attack, duplicate it one more time, and do a basic attack. And now the other thing that we want to do is we'll check if the main hand has something in, so we get a branch. And if it is true, there is a main hand, we'll carry on. If it's false, we'll do a print string to say no item in main hand. Compile and save that. We're going to open up DA wood sword, so we go to content, souls like items, data assets, DA wood sword, and we're going to add some actions. So we want a basic attack one, and this will be sword, so we can use regular B. Then we're going to want a sprinting attack, and we can use regular C montage. And what we might want to do is go into the regular B montage and add in the recovery so it doesn't look so weird. So now it's got recovery as well. So we're going to do that for regular C as well. So we're going to add in the regular C. The regular C seems to have that already. Just B that's got recovery. So we'll open up A as well because A's got the recovery. So standard regular A, and then we'll add in. So open up regular A montage, and then we'll add in the regular A recovery. So that looks a lot better as well. Okay. And then we might change base attack 1 to regular A, the sprinting attack to regular B, and then we'll do one more for our falling attack so we can test that. And that can be a C, regular C montage. Save that, and then just grab these weapons and give them a little wiggle to refresh them. And now we should be able to pick a weapon, equip it, and then have our attack there. If we do a jump attack, got fall in, so there's a problem with that, which we'll sort in a sec. Then sprint in is that one. Okay, so here's the problems with our attacks. Let's go to regular B. So we got regular B, open up that sword regular B. We want this root motion to be ticked, and then we want regular B recovery, root motion to be ticked, and regular A needs root motion to be ticked, and regular A recovery needs root motion to be ticked, and regular C needs root motion to be ticked. These are all on the green ones as opposed to the blue ones. So now when we go again, make sure you save everything. Grab this out. Do a jump. That's more like it. If we're doing a sprint, then we get a sprint attack too. And if we're just doing a normal attack, there's a normal attack. Okay. So we need to add a couple of things to this, but this so far is looking good. Now we need to set damage and stamina and all that sort of stuff. So one thing that we need to fix is this main hand and no boss details found. So if we have no boss details found, we want to check the next thing. We're going to connect that up inside the combat component. And this main hand weapon, we're going to copy this, go back to BPC equipment, and we're going to paste it into where it says main hand. We've got main hand weapon, and then we're going to go back to the sandbox character, select our main hand, and change the tag to make sure that we've got that right. So we've got our main hand weapon, and that's all fine. We'll start with base attack 1. We'll say this does 5 damage, and we'll say that we want to trace from the start to the end, and we want the radius to be 10, and we're going to have this be, this doesn't need a cluster block because no one else is going to be blocking it apart from us, and then we can set up some VFX and some SFX as well. But one thing we do need to do is this wood sword. We're going to find the static mesh, open that up, and we're going to go to the socket manager and add our start socket and our end socket. I'm going to stick the end at the top and the start on the handle, like so. We'll come back to our combat thing and we'll turn on the for duration. And now when we do our attacks, we should see at least for one of the attacks. And then inside the animation, we also need to add in the line trace. So we're going to right click, add notified state, ANS line trace, and we're going to line trace up to there, and we'll save that. And we'll give this a go. And there's our line trace on our thing. So now if we walk up to this guy, we should be able to hit him with a line trace. There we go. You can see we've got damage happening to him straight away. So now we've actually got a bit more of a fight, so we can actually do damage to him. Obviously there's a few things we need to fix and sort out, but this is a bit more of an actual thing. The only thing to be aware of is that this sword is pushing our guy back. He has there's some blocking on here, so I can go to our sandbox character, select main hand, and where we are doing our collision, we want it to have no collision. Compile and save that, and then we won't have the blocking of our character. So we just need to do that for any static meshes we've got equipped. So our offhand as well needs to have no collision as well. Now we have a couple of issues that we need to address. So, and you can see if I just spam attack, so we need to fix that. So in BPC combat, I'm going to create a new boolean, and this will be attacking. And just after we check if we've got something in the main hand, we're going to go branch. We're going to check if we are attacking. And if attacking is false, then we're going to set attacking to be true and carry on. And then when we finish our action, we can set attacking to be false again. And if we don't have an action, we're also going to set it to be false as well. So now what you'll see is when we pick up a weapon and equip it, I have to finish my attack before I do this attack again. But we don't just have one attack. So we're going to go to Souls-like, we're going to go to our items, we're going to go to data assets, find our wood sword. And currently we've got basic attack 1, so we're going to add in basic attack 2 and basic attack 3. And we'll see what attacks we've got. I don't think we've got some good second and third attacks, so we might just have to reuse the sprinting and the falling one. So we're going to reuse the sprinting one for basic attack 2 and the falling one for basic attack 3. So we need a way of moving from basic attack 1 to basic attack 2 to basic attack 3. So we're going to open up our combat component again. It's Souls-like components combat. What we're going to do is we're going to grab this key and promote this to a variable. This will be action to do. And then on each of these branches, so on a false, it's going to be basic attack 1. Duplicate that. We can get rid of these print strings. On true, it's going to be sprinting attack. And then on the top one, it's going to be the falling attack. And then you can either connect all of these up to 1, or you can just put action to do into the keys, like so. Now we also need another boolean, so we're going to duplicate this one. This will be save attack, and then we're also going to make 2 custom events. So custom event, we're going to add it, and this will be increase combo. We're going to get our action to do a switch on E actions, and then we'll get our action to do and set it. So if we're in base attack 1, we can go to base attack 2. If we're in base attack 2, we go to base attack 3. If we're in basic attack 3, we go back to basic attack 1, and then we turn on save attack. So set save attack to true here. This is our increase combo. And then we also need another custom event. So add custom event, and this will be reset combo. So here we put the action to do to none, and we turn off our save attack. So what we now need to do is we're checking if we are attacking, and we're going to get another branch here, and we're going to see if save attack is turned on. And if it is, then we're going to turn it off again. So we can go on to our next one. And then we're going to call the execute action node, and we're going to pass in the action to do key just here. Now we need to call these inside our montage. So we're going to come out of here, go to our animation notifies, and I'm going to duplicate an VFX start. So duplicate that. So an combo increase, and then I'm going to duplicate it one more time and do an combo reset. Open up an combo increase, and I'm going to go to the receive notify. I don't need the key. I don't need the attach. And from here, I'm going to call increase combo, plug that in, compile and save, and then go to combo reset, select receive notify, and from there, we're going to do reset combo. And again, don't need the key, don't need the VFX. Compile, save that. Those are our 2 notifies. So what's going to happen is we're going to hit the first notify, and we're going to see that actually we're in base attack 1. So our next action to do is base attack 2, which means that we can use the same montages for like falling, because it won't trigger when we put the animation notify, it'll just do nothing. And then the next time that we press our mouse button, we're going to see that we are attacking, see that we have a saved attack, and then execute that saved attack. So we're going to need to go back to DA Wood Sword, find our base attack 1, open that up, add a new track. I'm going to right click, add notify, and this will be combo increase. So just about here, I want to be able to do the new combo, and then we can end it right at the end. So this will be our combo window. Go back to sword, find base attack 2, open that up, and here we need to add in the line trace as well. So add notify state for our line trace. Probably just need a line trace there, and then we can add another track, add in notify, combo increase, add notify again, combo reset. So here we want to be able to perform a combo, and then finally we can do it on our base attack 3. So here we want to do our line trace and add another notify, and here we want to combo increase, and at the end we want to combo reset. Save that, move this around to reset everything, and then we should be able to pick this up, add it to our inventory, and there's our 3-hit combo. If we do a falling attack, that's fine, because it won't move to the second one, because we're only looking for those basic attacks inside here. Now, obviously, if you've got more basic attacks, that becomes more of an issue. So we're going to also, on no action found, we're also going to turn off save attack, and then it should run through as normal as well. So if you had if you were moving this onto base attack 4, but it wasn't a base attack 4, if you only had one attack, then it would just reset itself for the next time round to go around the execute again. Okay, so all we need to do now is go back to wood sword, and for these attacks, add in the value of the action and the socket to trace from into, so that we can do some damage. So we'll put 10 on base attack 2, we'll do start and end, and then same for base attack 3, 10 again, and start and end. And then here you can add in any sort of specific sound effects you want for that weapon, whether it's a heavier grunt or a lighter grunt. So we can just do the slash and the grunts. So it's grunt sound effect, and then we can add in the slash sound effect as well. Save that and go to the standard sword montage, and then where we are swinging our sword, start our sword swing. So I'd notify AN SFX, and this would be our slash, and then we can just add in another track and add in a sound effect for the grunt as well. So now when we pick up our weapon and do our first basic attack, we get a grunt and a slash, which makes the combat feel a lot better. And then we can also add in VFX as well. So we can add in a slash effect. Again, you'll have to find a good slash effect for your character. So we add in this one. I'm just going to put it on the end, and then we can go to our notifiers, and we want the VFX to start just here. Specifically, we want a slash VFX, and then just so we're not overlapping VFX, we add in another notify track, and we want it to end just here. And again, we're searching for the slash to end. And if you get good slash effects, it will look good, and if you get bad ones like me, it won't look good. So we've got some sword slash VFX. So not all VFX were created equal. You can see it there. So now you just need to add those to all the others. You can be super lazy and just copy them and like paste them into the correct slot for the sound effects as well. You can do this for all of them, that's okay. But obviously if you want like a heavier attack, then you're gonna want to modify the sound effect for that as well. So you just need to set up all your damage, set up the sockets to trace from, set up your trace radiance as well. So we want 10 on these. And then you need to go into each montage that's using them and set up where about it's going. So here we'll add a sound effect. This will be a grunt. Here I'll add another sound effect, and this will be sword slash. Do the same for basic attack 2. We want a sword slash sound effect here, and then another one for the grunt. And we can just test this out. And now you can see we're doing sound effects and slashes and everything. So you just need to keep doing the same, keep working through adding the visual effects as well. So VFX, that's the end where you want the VFX to stop, and then add it in for the start as well. Just find which ones they are. Then we'll do it for number 3 as well. So add notify VFX start, and then we can do VFX end. Change this to be a slash and a slash, and save that. And now we've got 3 VFX with different setups. Our falling attack doesn't have any yet, and we just want to, when we're getting this error message, we want to get the destroy component, come from here and do an is valid check. And if it's valid, then we'll destroy it, and if it's not, then we won't. And the last one that we want to change so that we've got everything sorted is our falling attack. So this does 10. Do a trace from the start socket to the end socket. Trace radius is 10. And then we didn't set up any VFX or sound effects. So we can do that. And now all of our actions should have VFX and sound effects. Like that.